In this video, my brother and I had decided to float the upper reaches of a little stream that we hadn't floated for about 10 or 12 years. Normally you can't float it this high up, but we'd had some spring rains that got the creek up a little bit and had murked it up, and that usually makes for good fishing. So we decided to go ahead and give it a try. We also decided, before we started downstream, to take a circle in the eddy just above the bridge, and we got into fish right off. Is that what they call an automatic release?
Automatic release. He's mean. Spot. That's flathead.
Can't get him all in the picture. As my brother and I approached the shoal below this hole of water that you can see, the last thing we thought about was knocking a hole in the boat. But a rock caught a rivet and pulled it loose, and we had to make a makeshift plug out of a tree limb before we could continue on down the river. This is the prettiest fish that swims in the Ozarks. Long-eared sunfish. I don't see how anybody could float down a stream like this without being so impressed by all of the outdoor surroundings, by the beauty, by the sounds, by the feelings of the outdoors. It's just a fascinating experience.
What you got?
Got a big bass, and I've got my camera in my hand. I can't get it down. And I was taking your picture when he hit it, and I was dragging it behind the boat.
Think you'd have to keep. Yes, I need the boat dang it. Another smallmouth, I think. That's big. Did you ever have a drum get off that you hooked? But one never did get off. Is that a whopper? Almost big as a plug. Those might have rolled out there.
We stopped to eat lunch, and after we finished our lunch, we decided to make a few casts before we went on down the river, and we caught a couple of really nice bass right by where we were eating our lunch. We inherited this old boat from our uncle, and before he passed away, he put this old fish stringer there. And we decided that as long as we own this boat, the old stringer will always be there.
Where am I supposed to plug them? I'm close to you, you didn't even hear. There he went too.
As we were floating along, we noticed a tree that was apparently blocking the river. As we got closer, we could tell for sure that we had a real problem. There was no other way. We had to portage around it. Well, this is where we gotta carry everything to get around that bunch of logs. It's because of the steep banks. We're gonna have to carry it for quite a distance right up through here. This is the route through which we had to carry all of our equipment. We wouldn't have to carry the boat quite as far because we could push it back down one of the steep banks into the water and float downstream to where we had carried all of our equipment.
So bad is you need to catch it if we're going to turn it loose.
Let her go. Let her go. Well, the boat is reloaded. We have everything back in it. And now we're going to walk across this gravel bar. And the other side of that pile of brush, there's a little creek that comes in here. We're going to walk up it a ways. We can usually pick up a couple of fish up there. This is the little creek that comes in. We're going to walk up there, see what we can catch. Well, that's where I came from. My brother stayed down with the boat. He's going to fish a hole down there, but this is the little creek. We used to catch several good fish out of this, but it's a lot smaller than I remember it. I'm going to walk up about where that brown brush is and see what I can catch. If I just catch one fish, that's all I would like. Well, the first cast I caught this little guy. He's about 8 or 10 inches long. I had to wait all the way up to my shoulder blades to get my lure loose. I only brought one lure, and you can see I had to wait all the way up to my shoulder blades. Other little creatures have discovered this creek too. There's a doe track, and there's another one, that may be a buck track.
Came back with him in the belly. In fact, creeks where me and Rodney caught our carp. Boy, he hit close to the boat. Almost too close. Okay. I guess I got the nail. I need it. stubborn. Just a minute, I can. Big bass, Jerry. Damn it. I guess I'll get to let you get off.
That was back-to-back casts, wasn't it?
Yeah. We got down together at 320. 330, I mean. There ain't no way salmon.